Okay, so it's rant time again. It's been a long time since I did any of these. But then again, it's been a long time since anything's really bothered me. So, today I'm going to rant about females in RPG games. Now, my problem with females in RPG games is they're too fucking weak. Why can we not get a strong female who doesn't use magic? They're always, almost always, the healer in the group. Or they're a fucking, like, weak-ass fighter type who sucks balls compared to, like, the male protagonist. Like, for example, Final Fantasy VII. Ares? Are you fucking kidding me? She couldn't hurt a fucking mosquito. Alright? Mosquitoes could probably kill her. But she's got all the curing magic, so you have to have her in her party. Tifa, not that strong. I can name like 3-4 other characters in that game that were stronger than her. Cid, Cloud, Barret, they're all stronger than her. Final Fantasy VIII, Rinoa. Cut me a fucking break. She's fucking useless. Actually, you can make anybody useful in that game if you junction right, which is an old other story because you can fucking break that game. Quistis. Fucking a blue magician. I hate blue magic. It's useless to me. Then you got Selphie. Not strong either. I don't even know what she's supposed to be in the group. Then you got Final Fantasy IX with Garnet. Again, not a strong offensive player. The only female in the group. Final Fantasy X. Yuna. Fucking useless. She's just a white mage. Who can also... She can summon, but then everybody else leaves the party. Who wants to do that? Then Lulu had strong offensive magic, but she had no hit points. Riku was the thief of the group. Thieves are pretty useless in Final Fantasy games. Unless you can get an attack ability with it as well, like Mug. And everybody can learn those techniques anyway. I mean, other than Final Fantasy IX and 3, there are no strong females. In fact, even in Final Fantasy VI, there aren't any strong females. They're both magic users. Granted, they can attack pretty well, but Final Fantasy VII, 8, and 10, you can destroy any sense of identity of the characters with their leveling system. Because with 8, you can junction, which can make anybody super powerful. And with 7, you can junction any material you wanted, thus making anybody whatever you wanted them to be. 10 had the sphere grid, which let you customize your characters any way you like, so you could have a bunch of power characters, even though they all started in their own spots. After you got past those spots, you can go wherever the fuck you wanted. Like Auron, he was my favorite because he kicked ass. He was the tank in the group. I love the tank characters. What made me think about this is Final Fantasy XII. You have 3 females in your party out of 6 people. They all suck. Penelo. I don't know what she's supposed to be. Fran is a ranged fighter, so she's kind of useless unless you're fighting an airborne ability. And then you had Ashe, who by that point was nowhere near as strong as Vaughn or Bosch. And the grid system, you could still customize anybody however the fuck you wanted to. Unless you power level like me, or grind. But, yeah, the only instance of a strong female character I can think of, the only one I can think of, is Ayla from Chrono Trigger. And you know what? She talks like a moron. So, either you get the kind-hearted girl who's the white magic user, or you get the strong girl who's a fucking moron. It doesn't make sense. The other 2 characters in that were also mages. Luca was the black mage, obviously, and Marley was the white mage. What the fuck, man? I mean, I want a strong female in my game. I love strong female characters. They're so much better than the pussy-ass bitches we usually get. I mean, Auron kicked ass. Barret kicked ass. Why can't we get a girl like that? I'm hoping Final Fantasy 13 She is the strongest fucking character in the game. Because I'm sick of the female characters being mages, magic users, healers. I'm just fucking sick of it, man. Like, half the time I pick up a female party member and I'm like, great. Another useless character that I'm never going to use. Like, Chrono Trigger. My favorite group, Frog, Chrono, Magus. If it was before Magus, I'd use Robo. Final Fantasy VII, favorite group, Vincent, Cloud, Barret, or sometimes Sid. Final Fantasy VIII, Zell, Squall, and Irvin, because Irvin was a ranged fighter. Final Fantasy X, it was Titus, Auron, and Kimahri. I love the tank characters. I would like to see a female tank who's also intelligent. And Final Fantasy XII, it's Bosch, Vaughn, and Balthier. Because he's the ranged fighter and it's the same makeup of group. I don't like pussy-ass weak bitches who take a ton of damage, can't equip armor, and have no offensive abilities. They're not useful to the party. Because usually I'm such a high level because I grind every like 5-10 hours to breeze through the games. And they don't have any offensive abilities. It pisses me the fuck off. Honestly. And don't tell me about Xenosaga or like Dot Hack, because I haven't played those games. Like, Xenosaga was too boring, honestly. It was just too fucking boring. And Dot Hack, I don't feel like paying $200 to finish a fucking game. Alright? No game is worth that much money to me, ever. I would not pay $200 for anything. Alright? Unless it's the system you play the games on. It's fucking ridiculous, man. I cannot stand the female characters in almost any of my RPGs. Yeah, they have great dialogue usually, but I'm just sick of them not being able to hold their own in combat. And the combat systems are usually what can make or break a game for me. The game can have the most amazing story in the world, but if it's got broken combat, it's not fun to play, because that's where the part where you're actually playing the game. I mean, you're not controlling the story scenes, ever. In the overworld, you're just walking from place to place like they tell you to. The only point where you're actually really playing an RPG is in combat. So, if you've got broken combat, you're screwed. And the girls, they suck.